Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Café podcast. I am the host, Caven Black, and I have with me today a good friend, Lester. Say hello, Lester.
Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So I hope you enjoy your day.
Yes, please enjoy your day or whatever you're doing. So today's topic is going to be a Black like me. The subtopic or the point of this podcast is going to be all about the Afro. So the focus is to talk not just about Afros as such, but what it means to us, what it means to people. We might use like a working definition of what an Afro is, and just enjoy the conversation as we talk about it. All right, so Les, what's like the number one thing that you know about Afros?
Okay, so what I know when I'm hearing the word Afro, it's someone with the curly hair, kinky tied curly hair with braids, or it's always someone who is on braids with a kinky hair. It's someone like that.
So like typically when I think about the Afro, I'm thinking about like the 1960s, 70s Afro, in America.
Like a ball of hair.
With the disco
Yeah.
and all that. So that's
Yeah.
that's one of the things I think about the Afro. I mean, that's what comes to mind immediately. Another thing that comes to mind for me is in accordance to what you're talking about, the hair texture. Like the woolly hair, the curly hair, the kinky hair. And for me, the Afro represents a lot of things. It represents a movement. It represents power, strength. It represents a struggle to overcome. It represents
Originality.
originality.
Yeah.
It represents a fad.
Authenticity.
Yeah. It represents culture. It represents Aboriginal, indigenous. These are imagery or things that come to mind when I think about Afro. Those are the good things, right? So let's continue about the good things. What else do you think about the Afro?
Oh well, when I was younger, I always see people who has an Afro hair. They are good in dancing. Good in hairstyle because of the braids. I don't know how they're doing those braids, but it's. I did it when I was in Boracay here. One of the beaches here in the Philippines, I did the braids, and it really makes me happy because of how they do the braids. And originally the braids comes from Afro people. Yeah.
So let's just kind of do a count really quickly. This is what's just coming in my mind. Let's just do a count. How many people? Let me not approach it this way. Let me say this. Let's go continent. So in Asia, are there people who naturally can grow Afros in Asia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially those here in the Philippines, we have this so-called the first Filipino here in the Philippines are
The indigenous, is that
the
what you're
indigenous
talking
people,
about?
the Aitas, the Mangyans, and others. They have the kinky, tight, curly hair. Yeah, they are the people who has those textured hair, and it's nice, and they can they are good looking on its own. Yeah.
So let's do another count. So we did Asia. Let's do Australia. Do you think there are people in Australia who have Afros?
Oh well, I'm working in an Australian company in an Australian school. We have Aboriginal, Australian student. What do you call this? Let's just say darker skin Australian student with the kinky hair.
Okay. All right. Let's do another account. So we did the we did Asia.
Yeah, Asia.
We did Australia. Now we're gonna do Africa. Are there people in Africa that have afros?
Yeah, I see a lot of people who has the afro hair, the big ball, curly, tight hair, but it's totally nice for me. Like, it's original from them.
Are there people in Europe who have the afros there? I mean, if you look at Europe today, are there people who can rock the afro there?
Yeah, I can see some, European people who has darker skin and have a afro, afro hairstyle.
Okay.
Especially to girls. I've seen one of the I think she is a model in Europe who was very dark and curly, tight, ball-like hair, and she is one of the famous model in the Europe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got Asia, Australia, Europe. What about South America? Are there people in South America that have afros?
South America, you mean Mexico?
South America,
Oh,
like
okay.
Colombia, Brazil,
Yeah.
Paraguay, Chile, Argentina.
The one who's the one player in PlayStation. Who is that?
You talking about Tekken?
Yeah, Tekken.
You talking about Eddie?
Eddie.
Yes.
Eddie has
Parkour.
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 Yeah, he has a kinky curly type Afro hair.
Okay.
And he represents in Tekken, the Afro people.
Yeah. So, what about North America? Are there people in North America that have afros?
What are the places? Can you tell me what are the
I mean, I'm just asking. Are there people in America that have afros?
I'm pretty much sure there is.
Okay.
Because, from my research, all continent has the Aboriginal people or the people who has a darker skin.
Okay.
Which is, those are the original people from that place.
Okay, cool. So we got a count of it. So every continent, all 6 continents, have people with afros, right? So let's look up a definition. Can you tell me a definition of what afro is?
Okay. Actually, I have here this definition. So just one moment. Okay. So from the Google.
What's the
The
site?
The site is the definition comes from Merriam-Webster.
Merriam-Webster.
So
okay.
yeah, Merriam-Webster. We all know that this is the first dictionary.
One of the first.
Yeah. So an afro is a hairstyle where naturally tied, which is what I'm saying, curly or kinky hair grows or is combed out into a full. So they are combing it out to make it a full or a ball-like hair.
Okay.
Rounded and bushy shape.
Okay.
So the term also serves as prefix meaning African or connected to African heritage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So
basically, the Afro comes from the heritage from the culture of Africa.
Okay. So we got the term Afro. All right. So now everyone that not everyone. We have connected. I should probably put chapstick on. I don't know. Like I keep licking my lips. But so there are people on every continent that has this type of hair texture and or hairstyle or can grow this hairstyle. Okay.
Actually, my brother has kinky hairstyle.
Your brother has kinky
Yeah.
hairstyle. Okay. Let me ask a question. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. Does everyone who can grow an afro typically, not typically, that's not the question I'm asking. Does everyone who can grow an afro have darker skin?
From my perspective, I think yes. You will have an afro hair or an afro textured hair if your origin or your ethnicity comes from the black people.
So let's look up some pictures, and I'm gonna, in the post edit, I'm gonna put these pictures actually in the video. So when the podcast, so the audience can see what we're seeing here.
Because I never see, a white guy.
I'm not talking about. I didn't say. See, you're changing the answer now. Changing the answer. I said the question was. You want me to repeat the question?
Okay.
First I said typically. That's not what I'm trying to communicate. What I'm asking directly. Does everyone who can grow a natural afro have darker skin?
Oh, okay.
From your perspective. I'm asking from your perspective.
Yeah, just what I've said.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So let's look up some pictures of people with afros.
Let's see. Or maybe I'm wrong, so.
Okay. So, all right. So it's showing some women here. So I'm gonna post these on the post edit. I'm gonna show them on the episode. So, what do you classify as dark skin? Maybe I should ask that. What do you classify as dark skin?
No, for me, dark skin. People who has dark skin are those who have, chocolatey skin texture.
Okay. So that's what you classify as dark skin.
Yeah.
Are you dark skin?
Yes.
Darker skin?
Originally, yes.
No. I'm asking. Right now? Would you consider yourself darker skin? Not dark skin.
Yeah.
Darker skin.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself darker skin? I'm asking.
From a perspective, from a
Yes,
opinion,
from your perspective.
I'm in the middle, maybe.
Okay. From your perspective, do I have dark skin? Darker, not dark skin, darker skin.
From me.
From your perspective.
Yeah, I mean darker skin from me. Yeah.
No, not from
yes,
you.
yes.
I'm asking from your perspective.
Yeah.
How you see the world.
Yeah.
How you see your reality. The world of worlds, as I like to say. I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
I just want you to answer the question. When you see me, do I have darker skin?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's look up some pictures here. Now, I classify darker skin meaning as someone who's tan. So I did an episode, I did in the classroom where I talked about the paper bag test. And in America, if your skin tone was darker than the paper bag test, I made the comparison to say that someone is the help, right? So I don't want to continue to look up every little word because it's new to you, but the audience may know what these terms mean.
Yeah.
But if I look up every little nuance or every little word to bring nuance to you, it would take so much time. So I would just look up one thing. It's called the paper bag test. Paper bag test. All right. This is coming from the Jim Crow Museum, right? This definition. The paper bag test, or brown paper bag test, that's another name for it, is a 20th century colorist practice in African American oral history. People held a brown paper bag against a person's skin. If the skin was lighter than or matched the bag, the person gained entry or privileges. Darker skinned people did not, or they were excluded.
They were excluded.
Excluded. So I use this as an example to talk about who the help. I did this, you're the help. Because in America, people think that racism doesn't exist, that stereotypes don't exist, or these things don't get in the way. And my purpose is not to dispel this concept at all, but it's just to bring out the data and the facts. So this is a fact, right? Coming from
and
the Jim Crow
racism
Museum.
is everywhere.
Right, but the topic here is a black like me, right? And the subtopic is all about the Afro. I'm not trying to deviate from the Afro. I'm just want to use this as a point of view to saying, going back to the question, do all people who have Afros are darker skin, right? Your perspective is yes. My perspective is no.
Yeah.
Then I said, okay, we need to clarify. We need a litmus test of what darker skin is. And now I'm using the paper bag test coming from the Jim Crow Museum to determine the litmus test of what darker skin is, right? A metric.
Yeah.
So I used this here last time I did it in the classroom of what a paper bag test was. All right, so if your skin tone was lighter than this or light as this, I classified you as not the help.
Yeah.
If your skin tone was darker than this, you are the help. And so what the definition from Jim Crow Museum was saying, at this time, people will hold a paper bag to your skin.
Yeah.
And if you were light as this or lighter than this, you had privileges.
Okay.
A higher caste, because back in the day, Jim Crow was a type of caste system or a type of apartheid, right? And some of the privileges based upon the Jim Crow system allotted people who were lighter skinned because it used colorism as a metric to obtain out of the people who are people of color, brown people or black people, to obtain certain privileges in this hierarchy called Jim Crow. Now, white people were on the top, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But people who are people of color, particularly, but specifically black people, who are quote unquote black people in America, had different privileges amongst each other. And depending on where you land,
on the shade of your skin,
determine what type of privilege amongst the people of color, in particular, black people specifically, where you aligned at.
Yeah.
So though it may say only whites, but if you met the metric, if you were lighter than, or light as this, or lighter than this, and you are identified as a people of color, or politically brown, or politically black, if you're light as this or lighter than this, then you had privileges.
You will have the privileges.
But if you were, so let's see, I would have no privileges.
For sure.
Let's see if you would have privileges. Would you have privileges? I think you would. I think you would have privileges. Okay.
Is it still happening right now? I don't think so.
Colorism is a thing still in every community. Colorism exists here, correct?
Yeah. Especially in media, giving privilege is always depending what I can see for the last 40 years of my life. Mm-hmm. So privileges is always upon the looks of the person. Mm-hmm. If you are whiter, then you are more privileged.
Let's not use whiter. Right?
Yeah.
Because the audience may not know what you mean. When you say whiter, that may mean something else.
Yeah. Okay.
What you're talking about skin tone,
lighter.
Lighter is the term you use.
If you have a lighter skin, you are more privileged. You are more likable.
Okay.
You are more.
So stereotype.
Okay. They are stereotyping those who have lighter skin that they are more better than the others.
Okay. So I think this is a good time to pivot to get back into, or digress back into the subtopic, which is all about the Afro. So let's look at the picture and let's see, based upon our metric here, right? Based upon this metric here, let's determine if so my question is, my hypothesis, or my question to get to my hypothesis in this little mini experiment that we're doing. Go ahead.
If all Afro people have is
All people who can grow an afro, naturally
are black,
are darker skin,
darker skin. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because black is political color.
Yeah.
It's not a racial.
When we say black, it's just like this. This is black.
This is the color black.
Color black.
But political black means something different, like political brown, political yellow. These are racial groups, and scientists have already discovered that we can't, as humans, Homo sapiens sapiens, cannot divide ourselves up among race genetically because it doesn't work that way. So let's go to the pictures here. All right. So let's see this picture here. First picture. All right. Is she lighter or darker skin based upon our metric?
Yeah,
She's lighter skin, right?
Yeah.
So she can grow an afro, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the next person. We only gonna do three people, right? All right. This person.
Oh,
Would she consider lighter skin or darker skin?
lighter skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can she grow an afro naturally?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do one more. And let's choose this one. Let's look at his. So is he considered darker skin or lighter skin? Based upon our metric.
Yeah. What I can say is he has a darker skin.
He's darker skin, but can he grow hair naturally?
Yeah.
So we looked at 3 different pictures.
Yeah.
And these 3 different pictures showcase, just randomly chose. So out of these 3 pictures, 1 out of 3 are darker skin, and they can grow afro. 2 out of 3 are lighter skin, based upon our litmus test.
Yeah.
They can grow afro. So my question was, now from your perspective, everyone who can grow an afro is darker skin, right? I'm going to say your answer is yes, and my answer is yes, and here's why. Because the paper bag test, also to determine someone's eligibility or privilege, is a form of colorism. And amongst white people, what I mean by white people, white Euro people who are genetically white Euros, people groups, right? They typically are not people of color, correct? Would you agree to that?
Yeah.
So comparable to them, we all are darker skinned. So your answer is correct.
Yeah.
But in the context of paper bag test and colorism, my answer is yes as well.
Yeah, because there are people who grows kinky curly without lighter skin.
Right. So what type of different hairstyles? Let's just pivot the conversation.
Yeah.
Can we pivot?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So what type of hairstyles can people grow with afros? Let's just name some. What typically are the hairstyles that you know of offhand?
The braids.
The braids. Okay.
One of the famous, hairstyle for those who have an afro, curly, kinky hair.
So we got braids. Okay.
And the ball-like the ball-like hair for girls, especially for girls.
What is it called?
The ball-like hair.
Ball-like?
Yeah. It's because it's rounded.
You talking about the afro itself?
Yeah, the afro itself. Yeah.
Okay. So.
And they are keeping it. They are
Right.
keeping it because it's nice, especially for the models.
All right. So now I'm going to use these pictures in the post edit so the audience can see what we're looking at. All right. Now let's look up some hairstyles. So I'm going to type in. Let's see if this will work. Afro
hairstyle.
hairstyles.
I think there's a lot of hairstyle for afro. It's just that I don't know the name of those hairstyles.
Okay. Let's see. Let's look up. Let's see. Okay. So this is coming from latest hairstyles, right?
Yeah.
What does it say there?
Best African American hairstyle and haircuts for Black women in 2026.
Okay. And this was
By Cindy Marcus.
by Cindy Marcus,
Yeah.
and when she's the editor in chief, and the photos began to they started this little
Collecting
project
photos last 2024.
in 2024. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's look up what different hairstyles we have here. We already determined that both of us are right as far as who can grow afros, right?
Yeah.
People who are darker skinned and people who are lighter and darker skinned.
Yeah.
So that's what we agreed on. Okay, so we got that done. Now let's look up. Now let's look at some pictures here of different hairstyles. Okay, that's the braids. Let's look at. All right. So this is a type of hairstyles for people who have afros.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you call this? This number one is what?
Okay, so number one, sun-kissed tapered curls.
So number one is sun-kissed tapered curls.
Tapered curls. Yeah.
All right. And then let's look at another one. Another hairstyle is number two, full-bodied curly.
Full-bodied curly afro with warm undertones.
With warm undertones. Let's look at
Yeah.
another one.
And last, we have the curly tapered cut with faded sides.
With faded sides.
Yeah.
Okay. And then now we're going to go to braids.
Braids.
So this is an example of a knotless braid,
Yeah.
right, for Afro hairstyles. Here's another one, cornrows. Okay.
Braids is a type of knotting your hair, right?
Right, type of
Yeah.
braiding of braid.
Braiding or knotting.
You can call it knotting,
Yeah.
but it's the typical term is braiding,
Yeah, braid.
or broided.
Yeah,
So braid, broided, or knotting.
knotting.
Okay. So we got knotless braids, we got cornrows.
I didn't thought that there's a different types of braids. I just thought braids is just a braids. It's
Yes. Different types of braids. I think we got one more braid here.
One of the famous braids here in the Philippines is the dreadlocks.
That's not a braid. That's a lock.
No. Yeah, okay. So it's under the braids.
No.
No,
Braids are
okay.
braids. Locks are locks.
Okay.
It's a different hairstyle, but they're not. So braids will be always going to be braids.
Yeah.
Locks are always going to be different type of locks, right? Curls are going to be different type of curl. You wouldn't call a curl a lock. You wouldn't call a braid a curl, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the last one would be example is stitch braids.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is all coming from FroHub. The link will be in the description box below. So now let's look at locks.
Yeah, that's the locks.
We have the dreadlocks.
Dreadlocks, yeah.
All right. Okay. And we also have fox locks.
Fox locks.
All right. And we also have soft
locks.
locks. So the purpose is not to go over every single type of hairstyle for braid, curls, or locks, or afros.
Yeah.
It's just to give a point of reference to showcase that people with afros have different type of hairstyles. This is why I'm going to pivot. I'm pivoting through this whole podcast, but I kind of want to talk about what is negative things that people say about afro hair. Well, let's just look it up, because I think you're going to be kind of uncomfortable to say it, because you may be like, well, I don't want to say
know.
it, you know.
here in the Philippines, we have a lot of experience with those who have Afro hair.
Okay.
Like here in the Philippines, if you have an Afro hair, they're going to call you kulot salot.
What? They're gonna call you what?
They're gonna call you kulot salot. Kulot means curly. Salot means you are how do I translate it? Can you guys help me? Salot means someone. For example, you are new in the community, and that they don't like you there. And what's happening bad in the community, it's always because of you. That's salot. You are salot.
So it means something negative.
Negative, yeah.
So the hairstyles represent something negative.
Yeah, kulot salot, yeah.
Okay, so someone with woolly hair or Afro hair
Yeah.
is viewed as something negative.
Yeah.
Okay, so that comes from
That's the stereotype of
yes.
Filipino who has the curly, kinky,
And that's also
especially with if you have a kinky, kinky curly hair, they're gonna call you kulot salot.
Okay, something negative.
Yeah, it's something negative. Yeah.
But it's nothing positive. It's always something negative.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to look up something where I'm going to show you where this comes from.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm glad that you brought that out because now it's making me approach this differently. Okay. So let me look up. Okay, so this is coming from the Jim Crow Museum. The link will be in the look here. The link will be in the description box. All right, so definition: stereotypes, negative racial stereotypes and their effect and attitudes toward African Americans. Now, this is Jim Crow existed in the United States.
Yeah.
Okay, but the attitude that the world of worlds, because of colonization, because of white imperialism, white Euro imperialism, because of the caste systems that were put into place, because of this colonization, because of slavery, because of the transatlantic slave trade, the trans-Sahara slave trade that was overtaken by white Euro people, and the Silk Road slave trade. Because of these, okay, colorism, racial biases, stereotypes, attitudes have been put into the fabrics of each society globally.
Yeah.
Over 80% of the global world, the world of worlds, as I like to call it, was colonized and also was taken over, if you will, by white Euro imperialism.
Yeah. It's always divided.
But what I'm saying is that the reason why anti-black, because we in America, African Americans have a term for what this is called, anti-blackness. Now, there are black Asians, right? Indigenous black Asians. So this type of language that what you're talking about, what is it called again?
Filipino term is kulot salot.
Kulot salot. So that means to someone who's pretty much...
If you have a curly hair, it's kind of dangerous, or you are bad in the community.
You're viewed as negative.
Yeah.
You're viewed as someone who's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Who you can't control how your hair grows.
Yeah.
But because you're late, because you have something that you can't control, you can't control the type of hair that you have, right?
Yeah.
But
They're
you
giving
label
a
them.
negative perspective of
Okay.
what they can see.
All right. So this is an article under the Jim Crow Museum written by Laura Green. I'm going to read a little bit from it, okay? And you just tell me what you think. But I want to let you know where it comes from, as far as in contemporary times, where this comes from. All right. Stereotypes, negative racial stereotypes and their effect on attitudes toward African Americans, by Laura Green, Virginia Commonwealth University. So VCU. All right. As human beings, we're naturally evaluate everything we come in contact with. We especially try to gain insight and direction from our evaluations of other people. Stereotypes are cognitive structures that contain the perceiver's knowledge, beliefs, and expectations about human groups. Okay, these cognitive constructs are often created out of a kernel of truth and then distorted beyond reality. Yeah. Racial stereotypes are constructed beliefs that all members of the same race share given characteristics. Yeah. These attributed characteristics are usually negative. So now here in the Philippines, let's just talk about this. Let's just kind of expand our imagination. Yeah. Let's have an open mind. And let's just talk about this, okay? So race is different here than it is in the States. So race is not going to be applied the same way here as it is in the United States. Yeah. But colorism exists here, right? Racial stereotypes, even though race is different here, it's viewed differently. You guys do things based upon what? Tribalism. And based upon national identity, right? So nationalism. So there's a Philippine nationalism that it guides the view, right? Am I right? I'm not. Confirm or deny.
Okay. It's always guided by the national view of the people. Yeah.
So your race here in the Philippines, or group. So we're gonna say race and group are the same thing. Let's just say it is. So your racial group here in the Philippines is determined based upon what island you live on. Right? Yeah. What language you speak? Because there's other languages here, right? Other than Tagalog.
Yeah. We have like more than 300 dialects here.
More than 300 dialects.
Yeah.
Right. So your racial grouping in the Philippines is going to be determined which islands. So there's 3 main islands, right? Yeah. It's over 1,000 islands, correct?
We have 1,700 plus islands here.
Islands in the Philippines.
Yeah.
But the main 3 ones. The 3 ones are the biggest ones, correct? Yeah. The other ones are small ones that belong to the big ones.
It was divided into 3. We had the Luzon, Visayas, and the Mindanao.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, I call that in my study Kemetic-Shemitic hypothesis, which all of this is based upon, have something that's called land, space, and time. Right? So everything is connected.
Yeah.
Right? Or everything can be applied or observed through this formula of land, space, and time. The land is what continent you are.
Yeah.
The space is the region of that land or lands, right? So that would be your nation or your city or your township or your barangay, right?
Yeah.
So that would be your space, right? Like, dude, you're encroaching on my space, right?
Yeah.
Your space, right?
Yeah.
So land, space, and then time is the time frame, right? We see time as linear, right? And this formula is linear and not, meaning we can look at what happens today and then look at years ago to see where it came from, right? There's a poem that I wrote. It's called "We're Living in the Future of the Past," right? It's based upon land, space, and time, because we're living in a future that
based on the past.
Based upon the past.
Yeah.
At the same time, if we build upon this concept, right? Yeah. This one-to-one, we're living in a future that was considered, right? We're living in a future that has a past. Let me say it that way. And we're living in a past that has a future.
Because we are planning our future according to what happened to our past.
And what's happening right now.
And what's happening
so
right
for
now.
us, we are living in a future that was in the past. We're living in a past that has a future.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
100 years from now, 1,000 years from now, 10,000 years from now, we are in that past yet still, because we human beings, Homo sapiens, as I learned from astrophysicists and other scientists, we are locked in time. We cannot jump in unless we create a time machine of some sort. We are locked in a time frame of what we live in. So because of that, this works. So land, space, and time. So
actually, maybe that's the reason why all of our decisions should be according to the time that we have.
okay.
The time frame that we're going to create for our future with the help of our past.
Okay. There we go. I like how you said that. Because some people want to just abandon the past altogether.
I don't think so, because it's always the past who create our present.
Yes.
It molds us. It gives us our personality now, the characteristic that we have now, everything. Maybe we can just, put that aside, but not totally, forget what happened. And the experiences, the learnings and everything. Yeah.
Because there are people who have religious practices that they choose to say, we can hold on to our past, but they create policies or influence policies to be made in other nations to where they make it a taboo if someone else holds on to their past.
Yeah.
Oh, you're focusing on the past. Well, you can focus. Well, my religion allows me to focus on my.
Yeah.
Well, my religion allows me to focus on my past too. So now what? Right? But getting back to land, space, and time, going back to race, Philippine people divide themselves up, which is a vestige of slavery, right? Because slavery existed here, right?
Yeah.
So colorism exists here, but racial grouping is different. It's done differently here, based upon whether you live on Luzon, Visayas,
Or in Mindanao.
or Mindanao,
Yeah.
right? So you also divide yourself
But
up.
there's a stereotype here in the Philippines where if you come from the Visayas, you are called Visaya. And when the stereotype of being Visaya here in the Philippines is just that you are ignorant.
Okay.
That's the stereotype of from what you are saying, that the land, space, and
time.
that contributes that on that stereotyping occurrence here in the Philippines. Because if you're from Luzon, they think you are more educated. You have more education than the others.
Okay.
You are more educated than from the people of Visayas and Mindanao. So those are the stereotypes that's happening here in the Philippines.
So based upon what you just said, let's look at the working definition. According to Laura Green, this is her working definition of a stereotype, right? Racial stereotypes are constructed beliefs that all members of the same race or group share given characteristics. These attributed characteristics are usually negative.
Yeah.
And she also says in the same paragraph that, here it is, these cognitive constructs are often created out of a kernel of truth, then distorted beyond reality. So there's a kernel of truth. So saying that people of Visayas are ignorant, well, there's a kernel of truth to say maybe because they viewed as ignorant is because maybe majority of all the universities are on Luzon.
Not really, but maybe because of that.
Well, what is the Visayas known for?
Visayas are known for, Visayas, people from Visayas are known for being very good in English. But then, maybe because of how they, pronounce some words, it's more of, for example, a Visayan person is pronouncing cat as kit. Okay. It's more,
It's an accent thing. It's not necessarily
yeah.
an intelligence thing.
They are stereotyping the accent of the Visayas as ignorance.
Okay, so in this example, let's just say that's what it is. Let's just use this as an example. They take a kernel of truth because they have an accent that, they're ignorant.
Yeah.
You see how that works?
Yeah.
A kernel of truth that has nothing to do with intelligence, by the way.
Yeah.
This has everything to do with how someone pronounces something.
Yeah, how they pronounce it, the accent. But it's because, Filipinos from the Luzon are more prouder than themselves than to other nations, than to other, places here in the Philippines.
So that's Luzon.
Yeah, that's Luzon.
And Manila is on Luzon.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are from Luzon. We are here in Luzon now. So.
Right. So, okay. So then that makes sense that's the thing. But remember, land, space, and time is a formula that helps people understand that we're living in a future of a past, right? So that's what land, space, and time does. So we didn't create ourselves, did we? We didn't just arrive here on the planet and everything was the way it was. Everything has a beginning. Everything has a start. Everything has an end. Everything has a finite. Everything has a conclusion. But usually things are done in intervals.
Everything has a foundation.
Everything has a foundation.
Yeah.
Nothing, like all information comes from someone else. So, because we know that slavery existed here, right? All about the Afros, a black like me, right?
Yeah.
My ancestors were enslaved by white Euro people. Your ancestors were enslaved by white Euro people.
By white Spanish people.
White Euro people.
Yeah, white Euro people.
Mine happen to be English and Dutch.
Yeah.
Okay, yours happen to be Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay, so still white, right? Now,
white.
some people may say, well, at that time, there were only certain groups of people who were viewed as white. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that may be the case, but I'm not using white through the same boundary marker as you are. I'm using white to determine white Euro people as such, not through politics or policies of how you view whiteness. I'm talking about people who come from Europe, who are known to be indigenous Europeans, who are white, meaning as they are not considered people of color, and who are genetically a part of their own gene pool, which I have a part of my Kemetic-Shemitic hypothesis, which is entitled White Euro Genetic Gene Pool.
Yeah.
Me and you will all belong to what I classify in my hypothesis as the Negro black gene pool. See, I'm using black differently than how most people use black.
Yeah.
They only consider black as an African American black or sub-Saharan black. That's not how I'm using it, right? Or people who come from the motherland of Africa within the last 500 years. That's not how I'm using it. I'm using it based upon out of Africa theory, showing that Homo sapiens sapiens migrated in several different intervals or cycles of migration from Africa to what we call the Mediterranean, where it's from Italy, Turkey, all the way down to Hungary and Romania, right? Down to, well, not Romania, that's gonna be more Eastern Europe, but from Italy to Greece to Turkey, right? That would be your Mediterranean. And then down to the Levant, what we call the Middle East today, and then the Asia, which Levant is a part of Asia and Africa, right?
Levant or
Lebanon? The Levant. The Levant is the Middle East.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we call the Middle East today.
Yeah.
I don't use the term Middle East to determine what that is. I use the terminology that has been used way before the Middle East was used. It was called the Levant.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, I have you know.
Or the Arabias. Okay?
Yeah. Arabians.
Arabias. So the Arabian people genetically are black people as well.
Yeah.
Right? But over time, because of slavery and all that, similar to Filipinos, similar to a lot of people, the mixing, the mosaic, I learned that word recently, the mosaic
Mosaic.
of the mixing of the genetics because of white Euro imperialism and miscegenation, which is a warlike thing where people force other people to have intercourse to have children, right? It's called breeding as a way of war. So you breed the type of people that you want, and usually that's coming from a eugenic.
Yeah.
I'm going on a tangent, but like I said, I like to go on the tangents, but I like to come back to what I'm talking about. So land, space, and time here in the Philippines, you guys divide yourselves up based upon racial groups, not the same way as done in the United States, but you divide yourselves up with which island you come from, which tribe you come from, which language you talk about, and also colorism. Am I right?
Yeah.
So colorism is a thing here. So you just talked about if you're darker skinned, there's a stereotype, right? If you have a type of hair texture, there's a type of stereotype.
The word kolotsala.
Right. So skin.
And if you have a darker skin, you are not basically you're not good enough.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that you guys have to deal with and confront if you want change. If you want, the Filipino people have to do that, right? No outsider can come in to change that, right?
I believe
you guys have to do that yourselves.
I believe those people who still think of that are those who are not using their critical minds.
Right. Well, that's one thing here nor there. But the point I'm making is that the Filipino people have to have a coming to Jesus moment, as we say in the United States. Or as I said, they have to look themselves in the mirror and really find that man, that woman, that boy, that girl themselves in the mirror. Look in the mirror and figure out who you really are, not based upon who you want to be, not based upon your politics. This is my opinion. Café Wish Podcast opinion.
Yeah.
This is my opinion. You determine who you really are genetically first and foremost, not based upon biases in propaganda, but out of Africa theory.
Yeah.
Because Dr. Jin Lee, who supports out of Africa theory, and his science and research does as well, 1 out of 5 Asian Chinese people are African descent. That 1 out of 5 is a ratio. So you can say each Chinese person has the roots.
Yeah. Has the blood.
The blood of an African.
African, yeah.
And Filipino people do as well because we all come from Africa, right? So, and I don't support any, I'm gonna say it this way. Science has a lot of racist tropes in it. Science has a lot of racism in it. Maybe not in the contemporary times as much, but science has had a lot of pseudo bigotry in it. All right? And so what I'm suggesting is that...
because they are bending the truth.
No, bending the truth is a lie. There's no bending of a truth. Something is true. So stereotype is bending the truth, which is a lie.
Yeah.
Correct? Using a kernel of truth and expanding it like a popcorn.
Yeah.
It's no longer a kernel, is it? It's a popcorn thing, right?
Yeah.
It may come from a kernel, but a popcorn is no longer a kernel. Correct?
Yeah.
Because once heat is applied, it goes through a chemical change. Did you know that?
Yeah.
In science, a physical change would be ripping a piece of paper in half. That's a physical change. Water turning to liquid water, turning to ice water, turning into a steam water. That's a physical change. But anytime acid or fire is applied, extreme heat is applied, like fire, how does a kernel become a popcorn?
When
heat or microwave is applied, it don't just change its physical structure, its chemical compound is changed as well.
Yeah, the temperature, the state of temperature, and
right.
Yeah.
So I'm saying all this to say, stereotype is a lie. Bending the truth is a lie.
Yeah.
So we have to let go of the vestiges of slavery and look at science objectively and say who you are objectively. That's my purpose here with Café Which podcast in this interview, well, not interview, but in this podcast, let me say, all a black like me is to say, hey, we're not so much different. And all about the Afro, hey, Asians have Afros too, right?
Yeah.
And what moves you could move me. What can hurt you can hurt me. What can make you feel good can make me feel good, right? So we're not so different. Yeah, we're Homo sapiens sapiens, but we're a lot more closer than that, right? So this is just what I'm trying to really expound upon, and hopefully the audience got something out of it. Hopefully we, talked about some things and addressed some things.
Maybe they can think of like who really they are after this.
Yeah. Because the thing is, politics is one of those things where people can imagine whatever they want to imagine. Now, I'm not against having an open mind.
Is
right?
it because of the social concept that's
I'm not
happening?
against having and expanding your imagination. But the concepts here is what you're alluding to. Go ahead and expound upon that really quickly.
The social concepts.
Mm-hmm.
When I say social concept, it's how the world is telling that this is like that, this is like this.
Social constructs.
Social construct.
Yeah.
Construct. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's
social
right and
concepts.
wrong.
That's the reason why there's a stereotyping.
Social concepts.
There's
I like
the
that.
bending of truth.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Which is a lie.
Which is a lie.
In my opinion, it may not be to you, but to me, it's a lie.
Maybe because of the government, how the government give information to their people.
Diffusion or dispersed information. Yeah. But what I
diffusion of information, yeah.
Just like the Colonel, just like Laura Green wanted to get to the heart of the matter, the kernel of the matter, the truth of the matter. I also want to do that as well. These are just symptoms. What you're going through, what, in my opinion, what the Filipino people are going through in today's time, in contemporary time, remember, land, space, and time, what you guys are going through are just a symptom of a greater issue, a sickness, a deep sickness, right? That once the layers like an onion, you can begin to uncover, you find out how deep and dark that wound is, that sickness actually is. And when I'm suggesting that it all comes from the vestiges of slavery. And I think once we tackle those things, we'll be able to remove the blinders out of our eyes and be able to see a little bit more clearly. Now, the Filipino, let's just say this takes off. Let's just say that this hypothesis takes off, right? And people begin to partner with it, adapt to it. I'm not expecting everyone to believe. Here's another term, Frasianism. It's a hyper-focused study of where we see people who are quote-unquote black, as I'm defining it, right? So-called black, as I'm defining it, have a hyper-focused attention to become one unified global community, right? Yeah. So that means black Asian, black Africans, black Europeans, black Australians, black South Americans, and black North Americans as a bona fide community. So now, what I'm saying to respond further to that is that I'm not saying the Filipino people will be on the bandwagon on every aspect of my hypothesis or every aspect of what I'm saying. But to be able to at least get to the kernel of truth, to the heart of the situation, to get to the roots of the matter and deal with it in honesty and truth by having an open mind and expanding our imagination to be able to really get to the problem here and solve some of these ills that we have in our communities. Maybe we can build a better future, land, space, and time.
And we are in the era of technology. Yeah. If you want to know the truth, then research.
So I'm going to give you the last word of this podcast episode. here. This will be this will be our first real podcast episode on
Yeah.
visual, as far as visual is concerned. But this will be the fourth one, my fourth episode, I guess,
Fourth episode. Yeah.
possibly. But I'm going to for surety, I'm going to give you the last word for this podcast, and then we'll close up. Anything you want to say?
Thank you for listening, and I hope that what we discuss somehow opened everyone's mind. So it's just our experiences, it's just our perspective in life. So yeah, thank you for listening.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this podcast of Café Wish Podcast. I am your host, Kevin Black, and my co-host today is
Lester.
And always remember, guys, to be happy, be smart, be healthy.
Yeah.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Very good.
Very good.
I remember I smacked your finger.
Right?
I did.